Buying a home is one of the most terrifying things you'll do in your life. Why is that? Because you're getting into hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt and you're afraid that you're going to make a mistake. Hey there, welcome back, or if this is your first time tuning in or coming across my channel, please make sure you tap the like button, subscribe below, and hit that bell for notifications so you can be the first to get notified about the current market here in Denver. I'm Doug Sutton, your favorite Denver realtor, and I'm a licensed broker here in the state of Colorado. Love making these videos to share with you each week, but I would love even more to help you out with the real estate needs. So, thinking about making a move in 9 days or 90 days, be sure to reach out. Call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and I would be happy to help you make a smooth move here in Denver. Today, I wanted to talk to you about 5 crucial mistakes you can make when you're purchasing a home. I don't care if this is your first time buying a home or your 7th time purchasing a home. This video is for you. This isn't going to be your Mickey Mouse fluffy, make sure you get your pre-qualification done before you go search for a home, and make sure you get your home inspection done. No, you can go find another realtor channel for that kind of stuff. This is going to be the real, raw, important information that you need to know to set yourself up for success in any market, any time of year. So let's get into it right now. The first crucial mistake that you can make when purchasing a home is using the pre-qualification you get from your lender as the only means to qualify for a house. What does that mean? Well, when you go get pre-qualified from your stepbrother's realtor friend, lender Tom, whoever that is, they're going to qualify you for the most amount possible. Most people are W-2 employees, and when they get pre-qualified, they're going to use your gross monthly income. And what I mean by gross monthly income, I mean the amount on your paycheck before you have any taxes, taking out any deductions, anything. They're going to use your gross monthly income. And then what they're going to do is they're going to subtract your minimum monthly due payments. So say you have a car payment and a few credit cards, and those total up, the minimum total due each month for those is going to say, we'll say it's $500. So what they do is they'll take your gross monthly income. Let's say you and your partner make $7,500 a month in your gross monthly income. What they're going to do is they're going to, for a conventional loan, they'll multiply that by 50% or 0.50. Or if you're doing an FHA, they'll multiply it by 56%. or 0.56, and then subtract your minimum monthly due, that $500 that we just talked about, and that gives you $7,000. So 50% or 0.5% for a conventional loan gives you $3,500 a month. 0.56 for an FHA gives you $3,920 a month for a mortgage. You're probably thinking, like, heck yeah, I'm gonna go buy a sweet house. I'm gonna put a really sweet chandelier up front and bearskin rug for the fireplace, and it's going to be amazing. Wrong. And here's why. What you need to do to set yourself up is you need to look at your net income. Let's say you have $1,500 in taxes and deductions taken out. So you take that $7,500, subtract your taxes and deductions plus your minimum monthly due. That gives you $5,500 a month for your mortgage. And if you're paying $3,500 a month, that's not half of your income each month. That's closer to 65% for a conventional loan, and it's even higher for an FHA. That's almost like 72% of your monthly income, and that is insane to be doing something like that. So what should you do? You gotta sit back, look at your monthly expenses, look at your budget, look at what your net income is, and decide what you can allocate each month for your house payment and for your mortgage, and still be able to live and save a little each month. You don't want to go into this and go buy this awesome home and spend $3,500 a month and become house poor, because then all you're doing is working to pay for your home. Like, you can't live, you can't do anything, kids can't play sports, you can't go on vacation, because all you're doing is working to pay for this really nice home, and you're hoping that every month it works out. So sit back, look at your situation. I mean, everyone's situation is different. Maybe you're only qualifying with one of your incomes. Maybe you're a dual income family. Maybe you're getting a second job that's not on there. You're gonna have a little extra money. whatever your situation is, look at it and make sure you take into consideration more than your minimum monthly due. Like childcare, that's not going to show up when the lender does your pre-qualification. Other things, your grocery bill, your gas bill, those types of things aren't showing up on your minimum monthly due. So you don't want to go into this and have a really high mortgage compared to what you're bringing home every month. So just make that wise decision. Don't get into this all excited because they approved you for this super high amount. And you never really want to shop at the top of your budget. You want to leave a little bit of room in there. So you don't want to be house poor. You should only spend 25 or maybe 35% of your net income. But whatever it is, whatever you're comfortable with doing, do what works best for you. Just don't get in over your head, and don't use that lender pre-qualification as your only means to qualify for the home. Look at your whole picture and all of your obligations each month. It's important. Second crucial mistake you can make when buying a home is not having enough savings. Sure, you need to save money for your down payment, your appraisal, your inspection, and your closing costs, but you need to have additional savings set aside. Your down payment's going to be for a conventional 3.5, 5, 10, or 20%. Or you could do the all cash down. Just joking. Unless you have a lot of money, you could do that. It'd be nice. Closing costs can be 2 to 3% of the purchase price. And you should have more than just your savings for the home set aside. And why is that? I mean, that's great if you saved up all this money for your down payment, but you don't want to walk away from the closing table with no money in the bank. You need to have what I like to call, 3 buckets of savings. Your first bucket is your down payment, appraisal, inspection, closing cost money bucket for the home. Second bucket should be in case anything should happen, you can coast through a couple of months, weather the storm if something pops up. And your third bucket of savings should be another maybe $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, just in case anything happens. When you become a homeowner, the home is kind of like having a kid. You're constantly having to take care of it. If there's a leaky faucet or something's wrong outside, or you gotta get a new dishwasher or washing machine, whatever it is, if you're a homeowner, you understand you're constantly having to do things to the home. Maybe you bought a home that's a little bit of a fixer-upper, and there's a few things that you want to do or you need to do before you move into the home. Have that extra little bucket of savings right there for that. If you use it, great. If you don't, even better. Just put it aside, create another layer of savings. It never hurts to have a little extra cushion, because you never know what's going to happen in life. You never know what's going to wake up tomorrow and, get into a car accident driving to work, and now you have to pay your insurance deductible and go buy a new car. You just never know. So make sure you have an adequate amount of savings, 3 different buckets of savings. Don't go all in purchasing the house thinking that you can use that if something comes up, because you can't. You build equity, but it's not like your piggy bank or your bank. You can just pull money out. There's a process for that, and it's just, don't do that. All right, third crucial mistake a buyer can make when purchasing a home is not having the proper timeline established. What do I mean by not having a proper timeline established? Let's say you're in a rental and your lease is coming up. You may need to give 30 or 60 days depending on your situation. Well, if you just thought, I'm just going to go buy a house because my lease is up, chances are it's going to be really difficult. I mean, sure, you might be able to pull it off and make it happen, but you don't want to settle. You don't want to rush things. This process takes time. It's already stressful enough and emotional enough. If you add that extra stress of having that hard date of having to move out and move into, it's just better to have your timeline established. Your pre-qualification, that can take 1 to 2 weeks. It's a lot of information gathering from the lender. They're going to ask you for a lot of stuff. Sometimes you got to go back, dig, and find it. So 1 to 2 weeks for the pre-qualification process. The home showing process, the part where you're going out on nights and weekends looking at homes that hit the market, that can take anywhere from 1 weekend to 3 months, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on what's out there and if you find what you're looking for. Had folks find something the first weekend that we've gone out and saw 4 homes, and I've had other folks, we've been looking for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Of course, we just came out of a crazy competitive market. Things are different now. There's more options available. There's way less competition right now. So the chances of finding something and getting it under contract are much better than they were 3, 4 months ago. So that can take 0 to 3 months. Once you go under contract, that has another set of dates and deadlines. Under contract phase is anywhere from 30 to 45 days, especially if you're using a loan to purchase the home. And then once you get through that under contract phase, you close. And in some cases, the seller may need what we call a post-occupancy agreement, where the seller needs a little bit extra time before they can move out of the house. Maybe they're looking for their replacement home. Maybe they purchased a new build and it's not quite ready yet. So, you got to be able to give them a few extra little bit of time. If they need to, they can either rent it back. You can give it to them. You always can work that part out, once you go under contract. But you need to know your timeline and understand that these different parts of the deal take time. So the better you know that, the better you have your expectations, the more successful you'll be when purchasing a home, and you won't have your expectations crushed, or you won't feel defeated because things aren't working out or going the way you thought they were. So that's kind of the timeline that you should expect when purchasing a home. All right, now the 4th crucial mistake you can make when purchasing a home: chasing the new cool home for the weekend that hit the market that weekend. When homes hit the market, usually we list them, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, so they're nice and ready for the weekend. When most people go out and look at homes is on the weekend. There's open houses. You walk into that new home that just hit the market, and there's a pile of business cards on the kitchen table or the island, and you see people coming and going, and the home looks really nice and the pictures are great. It's getting a lot of attention. Don't get emotional. Don't get into a competitive bidding war. Like, you got to have that home at all costs. You're going to start making mistakes and possibly regret decisions that you're making trying to chase that home. You may get it, but you'll end up paying a premium for it, and you don't want to do that. You can be way more strategic. Go look at some other homes. Maybe there's another home like that, same one in the neighborhood. They didn't just recently paint it with all these, newer, more neutral colors. Maybe it needs some new carpet or some new flooring. But if you go look at some of the homes that have been on the market for a couple weeks or a month, you can get a way better deal on the purchase price. You can get way better terms in the contract, and you'll have more leverage as a buyer if you're going and looking at some of the homes that have been on the market for a little bit. That new home that just hit, they're going to get a lot of attention. They're going to be less likely to want to work with you, give you any concessions, reduce the price at all. Just don't get caught up chasing that golden ticket or the cool new popular home for the weekend. There's going to be more. There always is. So just be patient and it'll pay off, I promise you. 5th crucial mistake you can make when purchasing a home right now is buying the home with equity in mind. What does that mean? A lot of people made a lot of money over the last couple of years. We sell them a home 2 years ago. Maybe they painted the wall, they put some new hardware in the kitchen, they made 13 mortgage payments, they turned around and sold it and made $75,000, $100,000 or more. You didn't have to be an HGTV star to make a ton of money in that market that we just came out of. We just got out of an insane recovering market. We were seeing home appreciation. We'd never seen it before. It just wasn't sustainable on that trajectory that we were on. 20% year over year is just crazy. If you're going out shopping for a home right now, don't go out with that mentality that you're gonna buy with equity in mind. Yes, the homes will continue to appreciate. We're just not going to see that crazy appreciation that we did right now. So if your realtor's like, yeah, it's a great buy, you can buy it now and you'll sell it in a year and make $50,000, chances are it probably ain't gonna happen. Maybe, depending on where you live, but I wouldn't go into this purchase right now with that mentality. You need to be thinking more of a long-term investment, 5 to 7 years. You'll keep building that equity, just at a more moderate pace, like 3% to 7% year over year. Don't go purchasing a home with that mentality. If you're going in, buying it, thinking you can paint the walls, change out the hardware, and sell it in the next 18, 24 months, right now probably isn't the time for you to be purchasing a home. Sure, there are many benefits to owning a home outside of just earning that equity. Get some tax incentives, write off the interest you pay on your mortgage. You have your rate locked in, so you have a consistent payment year over year. The only thing that may change may be your taxes, and if you have an insurance, and maybe your HOA. But as far as your principal and interest, that should stay the same. So that's another benefit to being a homeowner. Now that you have an understanding of these 5 crucial mistakes that you don't want to make when going to purchase a home, you are now in a better position to go out there, search for a home, write an offer, purchase that home, and start building that equity and be happy. So we'll see you next week. Be happy.